Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I have a very short presentation that I'm going to share with all of you. See if we can show it, hopefully. Here it is. Okay, there it is. Can everybody read it? Yes?
Yep.
Okay. First of all, good evening to everyone and thanks for your attention. Today, I have the opportunity to introduce you to the Spanish piano roll collection online exhibit that the Archive of Recorded Sound of Stanford University has recently published. I will try to be very brief and synthetic and adjust this presentation to the given time. As you can see in this first slide, the collection receives the donor's name, María Jesús Casado García-Sampedro. This Spanish lady donated her entire collection of 54 rolls to Stanford University in 2015. Although it's a small group of rolls, these are all very interesting as they represent a curious collection of typical Spanish and Hispanic music of the first 30 years of the 20th century, which, among the rest of the huge collection that Stanford keeps, makes this little collection special and different. I would even say rare. Although I couldn't check this information, I'm going to say, I'm almost sure that this is the only collection in Stanford that holds zarzuela excerpts as well as pasodobles and jotas, very typical Spanish musical styles. The online exhibit has been organized in 4 different sections that I'm going to show: home, chapters, rows, and about. We are now in the home page. Well, of course, these are pictures taken from the web page, and I'm going to show them very quickly. In this first homepage, we can read some descriptive information about the collection and the donor. We can also access to the search buttons that take us to see all the composers, places of creation, publishers, dates, date ranges, topics, and so on. We will come back here later to learn a bit more how to access to the rolls. In the second section, chapters, here a drop-down menu appears and we can see 4 different chapters. The first one, there is a video introduction, a video that was recorded by me with the help of one of the librarians, where I try to explain my work with the collection and how did I manage to see and unroll the rolls with a very special table manufactured on purpose that permits handling the rolls, a very interesting device. The second option is the collection of rolls, where I explain a little bit what is this collection. The third part, the bibliographic catalog, where of course I give all the details of this cataloging work, and it's explained where I explain that I use the ISBD consolidated rules together with the Spanish cataloging rules. And of course, all this information together with the pictures that I took from the rolls was provided to the Archive of Recorded Sound. And finally, a short chapter with the biography of María Jesús, the donor. The third section is browse. When you come here, the reader can browse all around the exhibition and can see and or download both catalogs. When I say both catalogs, you can see it says 2 items. It's because you can browse the English version, but also the Spanish version. This is something I didn't say before. But this is the first time that Stanford has hanged a Spanish version in one of these online exhibits, and it has been a pleasure for me doing it. So it's the first time that you have the text also in Spanish. If any of you feel better reading in Spanish, please do it. Okay, you can also browse all the piano rolls, all the documents, the academic documents that belong to this lady, all her pictures, and also many of them belong to the piano rolls, and of course, all the complete items that appear in the exhibition. Finally, we have the About section. What do we find here? Okay, we also see a drop-down menu with 3 abouts: about the collection, or better, about the project, about the author, that's me, and the acknowledgements. In the first section, we considered that it was interesting to talk to all researchers and scholars about this project, the initial hypothesis of this project, our previous background working with other piano rolls, the specific goals of this project, the methodology followed, the first results, and of course, the project benefits, which I think that are there and are very interesting. About the author is a little statement that talks about me. And finally, acknowledgements. Acknowledgements to everybody that made possible this project. Firstly, of course, my university, Complutense University of Madrid, who awarded me with a research scholarship and permit me being there for a couple of months. Of course, and all the members of Stanford University that participated, not only the librarians, Jerry, Frank, Benjamin, of course, the teachers, Kumaran, and many other people that made possible this work, and of course, my mentor, Professor Mary Kay Duggan. Returning back very quickly to the home page, now we go to the search button, and I'm going to very quickly try to show you how to see the composers and of course the roles. If we click in composers, we will a large list of all the composers that appear in the online exhibit is shown, but I have selected Alonso because he's one of the mostly represented in the collection. He has 5 roles. Well, I think I told you at the beginning, this is a small collection of 54 roles, okay? So 5 is a good number. And here, once we click in his name, all the 5 different works appear. I want to show you this first one where you can see all the bibliographic description, but the most interesting part for what I consider that you are more interested is the image and the sound. Okay, we can access to the image of the role clicking the picture or the title of the work. So if we click here, we will go to the next screen where we can see the image of the role. Of course, this image has been enlarged using these tools that you can see here, the plus to make it larger or the minus to make it smaller. It's very evident, all of you know how to do this. And with this tool, you can see with a lot of details, all the holes, all the dynamic marks or nuances or any other thing that might appear in the role, even the words. Okay, but the most interesting part and a little bit hidden, we should say, is the sound. So you have to go to this second icon that you have in the right side of the same page, the one with the arrow. And when you click here, then you also see this display where you can see the images that you can display with different resolutions, and finally the sounds. Okay, so if you finally click in download M4A, you will have this. You cannot hear anything now because this is just a picture stuck in the slide, but here you will be listening to the role that we had in the image before. At this moment, you will be listening it in streaming, or you can download it into your computer. It's very simple, but it's not so easy to find, okay? I had to follow a video that Nathan sent me recently. And mainly this is the exhibition. I would like to encourage you to go to it thoroughly, because I think it has very interesting information about composers, about publishers, musical styles, with an interesting representation of zarzuela roles and other Spanish musical styles. To finish, I would like to announce this hardcover book, recently published, entitled Rollos Españoles en Tierras Americanas, which is something like Spanish roles in American land, no? The collection Casado García-Sampedro, the one that Stanford has published in the online exhibit. Of course, it's a little bit corrected and enhanced, and it has beautiful images of all the roles, and it's available, and I think it's also interesting to complete the whole work. And that's all. I tried to fit the time, Kumaran. So thanks for your attention. There you have my email in case anyone wants to contact me. I will be very pleased to answer your questions. Thank you very much.